All right, everyone. I'm not sure what's going on. I cannot join the live on my LinkedIn page. It is definitely live on Julie's page, though. So I'm not sure what the hell. Not the way I envisioned this intro going. Like it shows live on my profile, and I click on it. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, Gabe said watching me, so I must be good. All right, y'all. Thanks, Gabe. So I'm excited tonight, y'all. My guest last night canceled on me. She is just dealing with some health issues, and she had to cancel last minute or last night. And we had talked about getting Julie on, just as kind of a just to let her kind of talk about how the community came together to help her. And so she agreed last minute to come on. So I'm going to, boom, there she is. Hey, Julie.
Hey.
So Ariel, I'm
Hi.
gonna address that real quick, Ariel. I got a new toy last night. It's a beard straightener. It looks just like a brush, and you brush through and it straightens the beard so that all this little curly, matted up, crazy lookingness going on, it now lays smooth and flat. I feel kind of bougie.
You are very bougie.
Yep. Gabe's here. Cindy is over there on your page.
She was one of my professors at OSU.
Oh, really?
Yep.
All right. That is awesome. All right. I'm going to go to your page real quick just so I can see who's in the chat, if any. Um,
I see
LinkedIn,
Val.
in case Valor, LinkedIn users show up.
Hey,
Yeah,
Ariel.
yeah, it is bougie. I know. Hey, DJ. I know. I tried to make yours, DJ, and I was on a Zoom, then I was on the phone with someone, then I had to go eat. So yeah, I'll send you the link, Gabe. Sorry, y'all. I'm kind of discombobulated. That little technical difficulty got me thrown off. So, hi, Julie.
Hey, Chris.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm
Good.
excited.
It's good to see you.
It's good to see you too.
Since your life got flipped, turned upside down.
Right? Yeah. My name is not Gemma,
Yeah,
but
it's not Gemma.
but I'm very happy to have a room. So,
Yeah. So why don't you just kind of, as if people don't already know, but why don't you just kind of
right.
recap what happened that morning?
Yeah. So if for some odd reason somebody doesn't know, which it still happens, I'm still getting messages that say, "Oh my gosh, I just heard. I had no idea." But so 3 weeks ago today, so on September 20th, or not September 20th, September 20th is a different day that will forever live in my memory. But December 20th, woke up to my son running down the hall yelling, "Mommy, the bathroom's on fire! The bathroom's on fire!" And of course, wake up from a dead sleep like, what? This was our first day of Christmas break. Everybody was supposed to be sleeping in. And of course, my son, who wakes up super early all the time, uh, was awake and saw smoke out the living room window and
Mom,
went to
I'm
went to see what was going on. And the fire had started on our back porch. And at the point that he saw the smoke, it had gotten hot enough it broke the bathroom window. He saw it. Hey, there's Amy.
Hey, Amy.
And then woke us up and got us out of the house. And as we were running out, because I went to try and get a garden hose to, stop it or whatever. And I was yelling, "Hey, get out of the house, call 911, call Uncle Matt." And he got out, he called 911, he talked to the dispatcher, like, and then come to find out later, like he even went back in the house to make sure that Jimmy made it out. For those who may not know, my husband has a traumatic brain injury and has mobility issues, and so walking anywhere in a hurry can be a challenge for him. And so he actually like went back in to find his dad. I just found that out a couple days ago. So,
Wow.
but yeah, we all made it out and got my 9-year-old to thank for it.
Wow. I didn't. Wow. He went back in to make sure Dad was okay.
Yeah. The last news story that they did, they got the 911 call and recorded, or the 911 recording. And that's one of the things that he says. The dispatcher asked, "Is everyone out?" And he says, "I don't know about my dad." And I think that's probably when he went back inside to see. Thankfully, Jimmy was like on the way out, and so he didn't have to go back in for real. But yeah.
Straight up little hero, man.
Absolutely.
That is so cool. So Julie texted me that morning, like early, like I think I was on my way to work. And she said, "Hey, my house just burned down." And I said, "What?" She said, "Can I call you?" I said, "Yeah." So she called me and told me, and I was just like, like we're friends. She's moved out of the connection zone into the friend zone for sure. And so whenever I heard that, I was just like, "What in the actual hell, man?" So I put it in the Slack group as soon as I got to work, where Amy and Ariel and I don't even know who all is in there. A bunch of people, Adam K and Andy, and it was just immediate. Like, Amy, why don't you tell us like what was going through your head? Just boom, 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 boom.
Oh my gosh, I'd been
like how the Amazon wish list. How you got that in the Amazon?
I don't know, because I've never made a wish list before, so it was a very risky effort. I was like, we're gonna mess this up. No, I saw her message, and it was just like, okay, we've got to stop everything. I remember Andy was like, "What's wrong?" And so I went in there and got on my computer. I was like, "Oh no, I'm trying to figure out what happened, but I think I can put this together." And then Ariel was the real MVP. He was like, "Oh, they need more than just toys. Like, has anyone thought of clothes or socks or anything?" I was like, "This is why we're friends, Ariel." So it was a group effort.
And that was just such a cool balance. Yeah, it was. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead, Amy. I was going to say, yeah, it was such a group effort because Amy's like you said in your post, you were like mom the week before Christmas mode, like thinking about the kids. And then Ariel was like, they need more than toys, Amy.
Right.
And so like, no, y'all both got to get, yeah, exactly.
Alive.
Y'all both got
we got to have things there. So, but it was really cool how
it was magical. Like that first.
Sorry, I'm like on
Go ahead, Amy.
Sorry. No, I was gonna say it was really cool because like
a little bit.
April
it's
Palmer
okay.
Had somebody that was going to like that was happened to be in the area, and then other people were like, "Here, I can add to it." So it was neat to see the group effort unfold.
It was. And then like this is not like about tooting our horn or anything. But y'all, like it blew us away. Like if you could have seen the conversations going on in our group message, we were all just totally blown away. Amy started the wish list. I started the GoFundMe. I don't even know how many people posted about it. Like I lost track. Probably a good 60 or 80 people posted about it. And then another probably 40 or 50 reshares. It was all over LinkedIn. And by that night, we had $15,000 in the GoFundMe. My original goal that I put on there was 5,000, and I thought we'd be lucky to get 3,000. And it just like, I still think about it, man. I get about half-ass choked up because it's just like all this craziness that happened.
So many times I was like, I've screwed this up. There's like 100 people. Sorry.
No,
I'm sorry. This lag. Dang it.
It was awesome.
Go ahead, Amy. 400 people.
No, I was saying I kept thinking I'd messed up the wish list because every time I looked, there were like so-and-so's joined. I didn't know they could join. But then it was like 2 people, then 20. Then I was like, oh my God, there's 400 people on here. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Good luck.
I know it. I kept getting emails once I joined it so I could look and see what all was there. And I think Julie had asked me to add something because it was a couple of days before I even looked at it. And then I kept getting emails of all these people that are now collaborating, and I was like, "Holy hell!"
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was pretty amazing. Like, even it still blows my mind, like, to see the amount of people that either gave on GoFundMe or even sent me directly through Venmo or PayPal or Cash App, and then on the Amazon wish list too. Like, a lot of the names I do recognize that I've like interacted with on LinkedIn, but there's a lot of them that I don't know. And one of the one of the gift receipts even was signed from a complete stranger. And I was like, that's kind of amazing. And then some people didn't even include gift receipts. So I have no way of knowing who they are or how to say thank you. And yeah, so we definitely, that first day, I think it was 38 Amazon packages was delivered, and like 24 the next day. And the delivery person was just like, what is going on?
And you're
And
still
of
getting
course,
packages.
it was during that busy Christmas time, and the Amazon driver it would be the same guy that kept calling, and he was like, "Okay, where do I sit now?" I was like, "Same place."
Yeah. I don't remember what day it was. I put that sign down on the driveway, and like, there's been a couple times like we see it coming, and like they stop at the driveway, and you can tell that they're like reading the sign and then like looking around for the brick house, and it's like, okay, then they come to the right place. So we've only had one package that got attacked by the dogs, and the stuff inside was fine. So yeah.
Bye, Ariel. Thanks for stopping by.
One Amazon driver, it was so funny. He called and went, okay, so I'm at the house, but there's not a house. Way to throw me off. But there's like some dope ass Christmas lights across the street. I'm going to take them over there. It's like, okay, you take them to those dope ass lights.
That's funny. Yeah, my brother and sister-in-law's house was lit up like a Christmas tree. So yeah, it was good.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
awesome.
And now that like you guys did the whole like help me rebuild my library, like I'm getting books every day too. So like this one came today, how to win friends and influence people. And there was a couple others that came yesterday and the day before. So yeah, it's awesome.
It is
very
awesome. I just think well, I thought we lost you for a minute. So the kids had a good Christmas though.
They did. They had an amazing Christmas between the Amazon gifts that came, and then even like people locally came out of the woodwork. And like there was one friend that was like, all right, what had you bought? And like I was that mom that had just ordered a bunch of stuff from Amazon like Sunday night at midnight. So very few things we lost gift wise. But even like after that, it was like my friends were like, well, you're not going to want to go shopping. Just tell us what you were going to get. And I was like, okay, well, here's what was on the list. And like they took that list and went and shopped and then wrapped and brought it back, like labeled. So all I had to do was like put it under the tree. And it was the most amazing thing to not have to worry about that.
Yeah.
Because honestly, like we did have to go out and like do some things immediately, but it's like just not in the state of mind to go and shop and fight people and crowds and everything. And to know that like people cared enough to just go and take care of things like that, just I can't even put into words how much it meant. And like even though it was probably one of the most traumatic Christmases that my kids have ever had, it was probably one of the best as well as far as like gifts wise. And keeping in mind, like, you know, we've been really diligent about reminding each other and reminding ourselves, like, you know, yeah, sure, the house and everything in it burned down, but we didn't. Like, we could never be replaced. Our family can never be replaced, and we still have each other, and everything's going to be okay.
Yeah,
Um,
100%.
so I mean, it's hard for little ones to comprehend. I think my son does more so than my daughter. I mean, she's 5.5. But still, I mean, even yeah, we were very well taken care of, very blessed, and like still things are showing up or people are bringing us things, and it's just like I had no idea. Had no
Yeah.
idea that this many people would care about something like this.
And we talked about this before. Um, what kind of services do you mean, DJ? I'm curious. I don't know what you mean. Um, like if and this is like morbid to think about, but it doesn't make it any less true. If something had happened to y'all,
Hmm.
we would have never known.
Right?
Like your LinkedIn family wouldn't have known.
Hmm. Yeah, I would just disappear.
You just disappeared, and we would have like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that leaves me choked up because, like I said, we've become friends over the past few months.
Hmm.
And whenever you care about somebody, and they just like that's just a weird thing to think about. You know,
Hmm.
I'm glad nobody. I mean, I'm glad all y'all were safe, obviously.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, it is on my radar, Linka. Like, trust me, it is on my radar.
Yeah. I think it's just a
Yeah.
testament to the difference between this place and Facebook or any other social media. It's just that when you build a community here, everybody talks about it. Everybody says, live in the comments, make the connections,
Hmm.
network. And this is the product of that.
Hmm.
100%.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, a year ago, I didn't know you a year ago. Didn't know Amy or Ariel or anybody a year
Yeah.
ago.
Mm-mm.
And it's really just been this last year of diving in and figuring out, all right, what is this platform about and how can we leverage it? And it's so
Mhm.
much more than like a job hunting platform.
Yeah.
It's, I mean, like you have your work colleagues, like when you go into an office and you work with people or have like different offices that you interact with them, like you end up with like work friends or work, I hesitate to use the term work family, but people that you work with that you're close to. And then this is just a whole other way to expand that work relationship and that work
Mhm.
circle. And it doesn't matter if you're, an hour down the road or 6 hours down the road. When you take the time to build those relationships and interact with each other, even online, like the distance really doesn't matter.
Mhm.
And it's been incredible to see how many communities I have around me that have rallied for us, because
Yeah.
there's definitely my LinkedIn community and there's definitely my like local physical community, and like my family and friends from back home too, because I'm not from Oklahoma. I grew up in Washington State, and that's where all my
Mhm.
family still is. And so just people from all different areas of my life that have come out and supported us, whether with bringing us stuff or food or giving money, like it yeah, it's overwhelming in the best way.
Yeah.
It's the only way I can describe it.
Yeah. 100%. You're absolutely right, Stephen. People connect with people. I was
Absolutely.
telling somebody that earlier. I was on a Zoom call as soon as like at 5, and I was talking to the guy. It was Jacob Royd, and he said, somebody had encouraged him to get more personal on LinkedIn, and he was like, "Man,
Mhm.
people don't want to know about me. I'm just this old guy." And the guy he was talking to said, "Yeah, they do, man." And he made a personal post, and it
Mhm.
skyrocketed. And I said, "Man, you don't have to do like all these personal, um, emotionally charged. What is going on?" Louis Colombo in the
Hey,
house,
Louis.
y'all. Um, emotionally charged stuff all the time, but just let people get to know you. The funny
Mhm.
stuff, the quirky stuff, the whatever.
Mhm.
Um, because people connect with people, like
Absolutely.
Stephen said. And I think um, Anthony Jones was the first person
Hmm.
I ever heard that from. He says it all
Yep.
the time. That's his mission statement, basically, or whatever. People connect with people.
Yep. Yeah. And the number of people that sent messages or either on the GoFundMe message or one of the other platforms where you can put a message with your money that you send, they like heard about your story from so and so, or you're a friend of somebody. And it's like there was a lot of those that was a friend of a friend, or somebody who was like, I don't know her, but if this many people are supporting her, she's somebody I want to know too. Like my followers, like I haven't done hardly anything on LinkedIn in the last 3 weeks, obviously, because I've had stuff going on. And I think I've gained like 300 some followers. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just remember looking at it the other day and being like, holy crap, where'd all these people come from?
Mm-hmm.
But it's been incredible. Like, yeah, it's been incredible. And hey, Will,
Will Schmear in the house too. What's good, man?
one of the things that kind of hit me the most, and I can't remember if it was one of the GoFundMe ones or one of the other platforms, but this person had sent $5. And I remember thinking, there's been times where I saw somebody that had a need and I was like, man, I don't have the capacity. Like, really, all I could give was $5, but it's not even worth it. And so I didn't. And then to see that this person did it, I mean, that almost means just as much
Yeah,
or
it
more
does. Yeah.
than those that gave $500 or $1,000,
Mm-hmm.
because that 5 was significant for them.
Yeah.
And like it just kind of, I don't even know how to explain it, but it hits me in the heart
It
because
does.
yeah.
They gave, so, there's a story in the Bible where
Mm-hmm.
the widow gave the 2 mites, and the Pharisees were like, I don't even remember exactly how the story went, but the Pharisees were like looking down on her because she only gave two pennies or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And Jesus basically told them to be quiet because she gave from the heart and
Mm-hmm.
not to show off. Not that any of the bigger donors did,
Yeah.
but it's that giving from the heart.
Yeah.
Amy.
I love her.
I do too, man. Like, she's definitely like one of my top 5. Like, I talk about her all the time because she was one of the first people I connected with here and really helped me out. And we've become friends over the past year. Like, I just love the hell out of Amy.
Yeah. Yeah. She put a message in our chat that she's sobbing in the Chick-fil-A line. Like I can talk about it and not cry now. Mostly. But yeah, like it's a really weird feeling of existence right now because we are so tied to our stuff and what we do. And this year has really turned me on my head. And because like I had a full-time job that I left in August and looked for something else full-time, and that really didn't work out. So decided to go on my own. And so dealing with like who I am and what I do from like a work perspective has been a challenge. And then, here, let's just burn all your stuff down. Now what? And so like there was a lot of things that I was very attached to. And it's all gone now. And it really gives you perspective to say like, all right, what really matters? And the stuff can be replaced mostly. Like there are some like heirloom things they're just gone. And like there was a barnwood thing that Jimmy's uncle had made us when we got engaged, like had our brand, and the frame was made from barnwood from like the family farm barn. And so like those things are gone too. But it's like, we have the memories of them, we have pictures of them, and like we've got our lives in front of us. And so that's kind of the perspective I take, is like we've got everything in front of us. What happened, what has happened, it's just a chapter in our journey.
Yeah.
So
100%. You know, we had a few conversations about that before the fire, about just kind of the transition state you were in, and figuring out, you know, I think I told you, you're applying for assistant roles when you should be applying for admin roles, and just trying to figure all that out. And then, like you said, your house burned down. So it's like really trying to figure out, okay, who is Julie without the assistant title and without her things?
Yeah. And part of me has been kind of like a little bit angry too, because it's like I had a lot of like, thanks, Nathan.
Thanks, Nathan. I guess George is doing good.
I had a lot of like all my books.
Yeah.
Like I had them at my office with me because that's where I like used them. And so I had brought everything home, and really I had just gotten my like home office really organized and my books situated, and had added some more to my library, and I was just like, poof. So there's been a few moments where I'm like, if I would have had my office still, then I wouldn't have lost everything, because there would have been a lot still there. But you know, you can't live there. Those are just fleeting thoughts. So
you did manage to get your laptop out, though.
I did. I ran back in for that sucker. And as I was stumbling out in the smoke, I had this thought in my head, like, this is how people die in fire. Like, don't do that again. Don't do that again.
But really, I mean, that was a God thing. I think that you had the snap to think about it and go in and get it, and you got in and out safely. Because think of how much was on that computer.
Yeah.
All the Joyful 4110 stuff. And let me say this, I didn't say this at the beginning as part of the intro. I meant to, but I got sidetracked because my LinkedIn wasn't working. Joyful 4110 and Manifest Marketing, who Amy is back, she's backstage right now with the camera off, are both sponsors of the show now. So woohoo. Yeah, I have corporate sponsors. What's up?
You are big timing. Big timing. But yeah, and really, since I didn't have my phone, like there's a lot of things that like you can't get to without your phone.
Yeah.
Because
all the damn save passwords.
Yeah. Well, and it's like if you have like 2-factor authorization, like there's no way around that without your phone.
Right.
And so like I was locked out of stuff for quite a while, and there was other things that the only reason I was able to get signed back in once I got my replacement phone is because I was signed in on my computer. But yeah, there's a lot of things that if I would have lost my computer, then it would have just been another setback. So thankfully,
I mean, we could have replaced the computer, but all you don't think about the stuff that's on it that, you know.
Yeah. Definitely an advocate for cloud backups now. I mean, they were always like a good idea in my head, but yeah, definitely. Or having like multiple backups, because I had a hard drive. This is my new teensy one, that had like all like photo backups and files from work and all sorts of stuff on it, and it's just ashes now. Yeah. And so like, and there's so many things that like I'm not even going to realize that they're gone for a while until I'm like, oh, I need to go pull that up, and it's like, oh, never mind, that's gone now.
Yeah, right.
So, but it's really like, it's frustrating, it's sad, kind of maddening at times too, but at the same time, like I know it's no more, you're shaking the box, baby. It's a fresh start moving forward, and that's just how I'm going to look at it. Like, you know, my name on here is hashtag, Joyful Julie. That's been a name that's been with me for a long time, and it came from a very silly place, where we were doing like getting to know you, and everybody went around the circle and had to say something that described them with the letter of their first name. Yeah. Raul, he's one of my top LinkedIn connections because he always has God-based words to
Amen.
share, or
Well,
share scripture that brings me back
mhm.
to what I need to be focusing on.
Yeah. And we hadn't been connected that long. I think we connected in the comments of one of your posts, maybe, or something. I don't remember. I think that's where we met. Uh-oh. New Orleans is in the house, y'all.
Jeff, what's up?
What's up, Jeff?
Yeah. It's been rough, but we've been very well taken care of, and I'm very positive about moving forward.
Yeah. So our conversations in Slack during all this were the goal is $50,000.
Mm-hmm.
Our thinking on this, of course, we were spending your money for you, but
yeah,
our thinking on this was you left your job, you were starting your own business, your house burned down. Our goal was to have enough there for y'all, because insurance should take care of the house and the contents. For y'all to have enough there for you to live on for the next year, almost year, so you don't have to worry about paying the bills while you're building a house and a life back and a business.
Yeah.
And go ahead.
No, I said that's been one of the biggest blessings and peace of mind things out of all of this, because you're exactly right. My safety net is gone, or it was gone, and it's come January, it was going to be on me to go and drum up business and deliver training and do what I need to do to bring money in. And knowing that we do have this new safety net that is going to keep me from running myself ragged and be able to still be here for my family and work on rebuilding and be able to, be discerning with who I work with and not just take anybody and everybody because I'm desperate.
Yep. That. I was just fixing to say that it'll give you the flexibility to be discretionary.
Yeah.
And to say no if I don't want to do this one. I don't want to work with these people.
Yeah. Yeah. If it's not a good fit, I'm not going to feel like, oh, but I have to because we need the money. So that is
right.
That is a huge, huge blessing.
Yeah.
And even thinking about building the business on the Amazon wish list, you threw a keyboard and mouse on there. My webcam came from the Amazon wish list. There's somebody sent me a printer. And I was
go ahead and I'll say it.
Oh, I was talking to my mom too. She goes, "What else do you need?" And I go, "I'm going to need some monitors." She goes, "Put those on there. Somebody might buy you monitors." And I'm like, it feels icky to put more things on there, but people keep telling me tell us what you need and put it on there. I'm like, okay, so there's monitors on my wish list if anybody wants to buy me some monitors.
Yeah.
It's been the weirdest thing for me to be able to accept help and specify and to ask, to say what the things are that we need. That has been a big challenge for me because that is so not me.
Yeah. Put it on there. That's what we kept saying. Put it on there.
Yeah, I think that was one of the messages that I think Ariel sent at the beginning, was, "We need you to be needy AF." And I'm like, okay, I will try.
And it was it was so cool. That's exactly right, Jeff. You were 100% right. 100% right. It was so cool. Julie joined the Slack group a week and a half, 2 weeks after, week and a half probably after the fire. But before that, our conversation every day was about, okay, we thought about this. Well, what about this? The GoFundMe's here. The Amazon wish list is going nuts. All the toys have been bought. Everything was all about this. Damn it. I was going somewhere with that. Oh, the gray hair, man. It's the gray hair. Oh, and we were like feeding off of each other. Well, has somebody thought about this stuff? Well, has anybody thought
Mhm.
about this stuff? Well, let me go look at this. Nope, that kind of stuff isn't on there. Like the office stuff, that kind of stuff
Mhm.
is not on there. Let's throw some office stuff on there.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah. This has been one of the best office things, like a lap desk, and I use it all the time.
yeah,
So, like, I wouldn't have thought of that. I love it.
yeah.
Hi, Sherry.
Hey, Sherry. Glad you stopped by from basketball practice or wherever you were. She was at soccer or something. She was somewhere.
Yeah.
Uh, just the way it blows me away still when I think about it. Like
Mhm.
it was definitely 100% a community effort.
Absolutely.
Um, so yeah. So what's next?
Next, well, I've got a training booked in February, so um, trying to get my mind in that space to do that. I had another training that was potential for next week, and that fell through today. So, I mean, I was partly looking forward to like diving in and having something external to focus on, but I think having a little more time to process, I think will be good. Um, some
I'm into that.
Yeah. We had some friends that brought us out a fifth wheel camper, and the city of Manford actually gave us a pedestal. So we got the power hooked up yesterday, and hopefully we'll have propane hooked up tomorrow. And so do have a space that can be. We'll figured it would function as my office. And so we'll have a space that I can go and work and have my office set up, because right now I work from my bed.
From Gemma's bed.
From Gemma's bed, yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, this bed was given to us. Like, this was one of the things that people were like, "Hey, we're moving. You want a queen size bed?" And so we're like, "Bring it on." So yeah, um, and like yeah, people just whatever we needed, people had. Like, it was amazing.
Yeah.
Jeff, the cows are good. The cows are good. The cows keep me humble, because it doesn't matter what's going on, they still need fed. So house burns down, they don't care. They still want fed. which is good. It's nice to have that like routine and sense of normalcy in my life,
Yeah.
because it's like, the cows are always going to be the cows, and so it's
Yeah.
nice to go out
Right.
and like they're always happy to see me too. It's like they always come running. There's one that like we've got a bunch of calves in the lot right now that we weaned a few weeks ago and are going to feed out a bunch of them. And a couple of them have gotten really docile. And the other day I was standing there trying to rip the feed sack open, and he came up, and I think he like almost licked my face. And I like petted his head, and I'm like, "You're gonna taste good, buddy."
Oh,
Oh, so I hadn't said it.
no.
So I've been looking at floor plans. I've got one picked out that I like. Thankfully, my family is in the construction business, and so as far as I got to verify with insurance once we can knock down what's there, and clean it up and haul it off, which I'll be very excited for that. And then we're gonna rebuild. So pick a different spot on the property. Maybe has a little better view, a little less slope or whatever, and go about rebuilding. I mean, we were in Home Depot the other day, and I was like, this doesn't sound like fun. Like, I don't want to do that
I
again.
don't want to do it again.
But I mean, I'll get there. And at least this time, like because we built the initial house, and this another reason why we're going to build in a different spot. Because for those who may not know the rest of the backstory, there at the beginning when I pulled the September 20th date, when we were building our original house, my husband, who was my fiance at the time, fell from the roof 14 feet and hit on concrete with his face. And so he earned a helicopter ride to the trauma center and spent 41 days in the hospital, and the next year learning how to do everything over again. And so That was our kind of starter house. And then
And that happened on September the 20th?
that happened on September the 20th of 2008. And then like 2015, we added on and remodeled. And that was also the year I was in grad school. So yeah, that year I worked full time, managed our ranch, built a house, went to grad school, and then had a baby. I don't recommend that to anyone. I don't know how I survived. So at least I've been through like the building process twice. And so like I know what to expect now. But
yeah,
yeah,
but hopefully this time you won't have to do it yourself.
Yeah. Hopefully, yeah, we won't be the ones that are doing the framing and the painting and all the things. So, but yeah, that's kind of what it looks like. It'll be in the what?
I was going to say that because that makes picking up fixtures and appliances a whole lot less fun whenever you're the one doing all the work.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, when it's like you hate your house before it's done. It's like, ugh. But it'll be good. I think because we're gonna be able to get. I mean, I don't want to say a better house, but it will be like from scratch the way we want it versus starting with something we already had and then making it work to add on and remodel.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it'll be good. It'll be good. It's just getting there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and thank goodness for insurance.
Yes.
So just a tip to y'all out there, like go take pictures of your house and the contents in it. And like update it regularly because that's what I'm working through now is like my contents list. And like I have like 4 notebook pages of stuff that I've been able to remember. Like it's a lot of stuff. And there's still things that I know I'm going to forget.
Yeah.
But yeah, keep that positivity. That's kind of the name of the game, DJ. Like it's you celebrate small victories and you find the positive. And that's how that's how I survived Jimmy's accident and the recovery afterwards and every other setback that we've had. It's being able to find that positive.
Mm-hmm.
Will carry you through.
Such a crazy story, man. Like it's just, I know I keep saying it, but whenever I think about it, I get blown away. Like you can't help it because you don't expect it to happen to you.
No.
No,
it's something that happens to other people.
Yeah. And you don't expect it to happen to somebody you know.
Mm-mm.
On our side.
Yeah.
And then when it does happen, when you watch the community just freaking blow up, it kind of, with all the crap going on, political division, whatever, all the craziness going on in the world, when you just really comes down to it, it kind of restores your faith in, there are good people out there. There are people that love other people.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Right, exactly.
I'll wait on that one. I'm not ready to get to heaven yet.
Yeah, I know.
Definitely not.
Yeah, it did. For those of y'all that know me, like this show isn't about me, but for those of y'all that know me, know if you're my friend, like I'm extremely loyal, and like I love my friends. I love everybody in our Slack group. I love everybody in the Mastermind Dragons group, and even the people outside those groups, like the people I talk to. Like I love y'all. Mm-hmm. So when something happens to somebody that I love, then yeah, it does. Like it affected me. Like I was messed up about it because we were talking every day. I heard the hurt in your voice, saw the tiredness on your face.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I know it is not April 1st.
Not April 1st.
It was December 20th. Yeah. 5 days before Christmas.
Yeah. It's crazy. And now you think we're here 3 weeks later.
3
And
weeks.
it's like, how is it
3 weeks
poof,
today.
3 weeks today? And it just poof, like time just keeps going. It doesn't slow down for anything.
Mommy, I'm cold.
You're cold.
You turned the fan off.
I know, I'm burning up.
Yeah, I know.
My cheeks are probably red. Here, you can cover up with my sweater. There you go.
Hey, that's not a big enough.
Well, then go get your blanket off your bed.
You know, and even like in the middle of it, having to do basketball practice and school, and which you was really fortunate in a way that you know, you had 2 weeks off of school, so you didn't have to worry about that.
Yeah, I think that was really a really good thing that we didn't have to worry about, you know, transitioning all to, you know, we're living with my brother and sister-in-law now, and they're 3 kids and exchange students. So there's 10 of us in the house now. Thankfully, it's a big house, and we spend a lot of time here anyway, so it was a pretty easy transition. But still, it's still a transition, and it's everybody got their world turned upside down. Not just us because our house burned, but you know, there's 6 other people here that now have 4 additional house guests, and like it was hard, like for the kids, because my kids got absolutely spoiled and taken care of with toys and things because they were starting over, and it was hard for the other kids to understand, you know, why did they get more than we did? And it was like, oh, well, because their house burned down. And so that,
yeah, but a 5-year-old doesn't get that.
Yeah, they don't get it. So I mean, that's been difficult, but it's okay. Like we still, I mean, and Katie may say otherwise as far as it hasn't been crazy being here. I hope it hasn't been crazy for her with us being here. But I think I'm just thankful that they had the space and they were willing to let us move in, because I think it has really helped with dealing with the trauma of what happened, because we're surrounded by family and we're loved and we're in a safe place that feels comfortable. I mean, because insurance did offer to find us, like put us in a hotel or put us in a rental or whatever. And I almost think that would have been more difficult because it would have been a completely different, unknown environment. And I just feel like that would have been a lot harder on the kids. And we have to be out here to feed the animals and take care of stuff anyway. So
yeah. Hey, Michelle.
Hi, Michelle.
Are y'all?
See you too.
Do you think you'll eventually get into a rental or something like that, or do y'all know yet?
I don't know yet. I mean, granted, it's only been 3 weeks. Maybe in 3 months, then Katie may want us out of here, and then we'll think about it. But
yeah,
I think until we hit that threshold, but I'm hoping we don't, because like I said, like having to be off site, I think would be more difficult, especially once we start the building process. And since we've got the 5th wheel camper, that'll allow some space and separation if we need to, you know, be separate for a while. But yeah, and that's one thing, I'm always willing to talk. I'll talk about anything. And it's, if I can help one person by sharing my story, then that's what I want to do.
And we had actually talked about you doing this eventually.
Yeah.
Once the whirlwind kind of died down.
Yeah. But I think it was
what's going on.
I think it was good timing. I mean, even though I hate that your guests had to cancel last minute.
Yeah, no, it was perfect.
It was, because it's kind of one of those things. Like I don't know that I would ever be ready to do it, and so it was just kind of like,
right.
All right.
And it was so funny. Like Cassandra messaged me last night. Was like, hey, I've been sick. I really don't think I can make it. I'm so sorry. And I said, it's no big deal. So I put it in the Slack channel. I was like, hey, my guest just canceled. I'm going to be looking for someone. And did you see that? I guess you had to have. So Ariel is typing, hey, you should ask Julie Griffin, you know, to come on and talk about the community and all this stuff. And at that exact moment, Julie's texting me going, hey, let me come on and talk about everything that went on. So it was really cool the way it worked out.
Yeah, it worked out good. And yeah, I'm one of those old school people that like I was trained to like you write and you send thank you notes. And so I still plan on doing it eventually, but I know it's going to take a while. And actually, I messaged a friend the other day to ask her about some shoes. And she goes, if you want to return them, I got them at Academy. If you're trying to write me a thank you note, no, stop. She goes, you got enough to do without worrying about thank you notes. I'm like, okay, I appreciate that, but I'm still going to send them eventually.
Yeah.
So it'll just make me feel.
Yeah.
So plus, I think so. A lot of people, because we did have like churches that like I don't go to, gave to us. Like there was one church here locally that they gave us like one of those like decorative shoe boxes, and it was full of Christmas cards and money from people in their congregation and no names. So like I know what church it came from and that's it. And like as I was opening, like I just sat there and just bawled because it's like every single envelope had money in it. And these are these people that I don't know. And it just blows me away.
Yeah.
And so like I have I have well, thank you, Cindy. So that's why I figured that the video is kind of a good way to say, you know, like everybody that will see this can know, like, I am so appreciative of everything that has been done for our family. And yeah, like saying thank you doesn't seem adequate, but just thank you. A million times thank you.
Yeah, and y'all don't know this, but we're also streaming to Julie's Facebook page too. So I haven't seen any Facebook comments come through, but
I haven't either.
That doesn't mean nobody's watching over there. You know, they're lurkers.
Yeah. Well, I probably should have pulled it up on my phone, but I didn't even.
And through this all, here's a fun story. Through this all, I'm going to go ahead and plug this since we're running to the end. Julie had been telling me about her friend named Krista, who has a son that's been out of prison for a little while. I need to introduce you to her. She can get you on the show, on the Ending the Stigma show. I need to introduce you to her. I need to introduce you to Krista. Well, then Krista connects with me in the middle of all this, and we're talking. You know, she knows Julie personally. Oh, that's cool. Like, it doesn't even click that it's the same Krista because, one, I didn't know she was on LinkedIn, and two, it didn't click. So then whenever I told Julie I'd met Krista Scammahorn, she was like, oh, that's the one I was going to introduce you to. So I met with Krista last week or the week before, and her son are going to be on Ending the Stigma Wednesday night at 7. It's kind of a last minute deal. Yep. And I should have had this pulled up. Y'all stand by.
Well, you're thinking on that. I just want to say, for those of you who don't know about Chris and his Ending the Stigma show, like, it is incredible because if you haven't known anybody who is justice involved, like, it will absolutely open your eyes to a whole different area of the world and what people deal with. And so if you do have time to watch it, I would highly recommend it.
Let me go back to that. I was dropping the GoFundMe links and the Amazon wishlist links in the chat. Yep. All right. So I dropped the GoFundMe links. I didn't do it on my page because I can't get to my page. For some reason, the link isn't working. But it's on YouTube and Twitch, and it's on Julie's page. If y'all want to help out, the goal is $50,000. We're going to keep it going till we get there. On the 20th at 12 Central, I will be live with Britt Crawford, Louis Colombo, Brett Wolf, I think it's Brad Wolf, and Pat Tang, I think is his name. I just connected with him. Britt and Brad are going to be doing a dad joke off. The only way to vote, if y'all remember, I did this last year with Derek Peck, Britt, and Jess Norris. No, I didn't see the catch, Nathan. I'm on a live. Thanks, though, man.
See what you're paying attention to, Nathan. Please.
Britt won that one. Brad challenged him. We thought of a way to spin it as a fundraiser. I'm not going to do a poll to see who wins. The only way to win is to go to the GoFundMe and donate. Every dollar is a vote, and you have to put in the notes for Britt Crawford or for Brad Wolf.
Nice.
And so it's going to be open for 24 hours. Then I'll look at the GoFundMe and tally up the dollars for who's. Yeah, I know, Nathan, that irony was not lost on me at all. So that's going to be the way to vote, is you have to go donate. So we're hoping to get a lot of donations from that, but even, if it's just a bunch of $5 and $10 donations, like you said, they add up. So you get to watch a joke off and you get to donate to a worthy cause. So that's happening on the 20th at noon Central. Who do I have next week? That is the wrong calendar. I think I have Michael Zwick.
I think it is Michael Zwick.
I think it's Michael Zwick. Let me look. It is Michael Zwick. I got Michael Zwick next week. I got Ending the Stigma on the 12th with Krista Scammahorn and her son. Hey, Alexandria. I don't remember her son's name. She told me. I have not met him yet.
I think it's Hank.
I was going to say Hank. I think it is Hank. Yeah. Because it reminded me of Amy's son, Henry. They call him Hank the Tank.
Yeah.
So, yep. That's what's going on.
Yes, Jeff.
Thank you,
Chris
Jeff.
is a gem. Thank you. So, it's good.
Oh, cool. It's good. Julie, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I enjoyed hanging out with you. I don't think I've hung out with you like this in a while.
No. Well, friends miss.
Oh yeah, you were there.
The Friday before the fire.
The Friday before the fire. Yep, that was it. It sure was.
Yep.
I think that's it.
So, thank you.
Yeah, Amy was supposed to be here, but she got tied up with meetings. I think Amy now has the record for who's had the most of being the most recurring guest on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Thank y'all so much for joining us. We had a great turnout tonight. Thank you for all your love and support. I love you guys.
I love you guys.
Yep,
very
Julie
much.
Loves y'all. We love you too, Julie. I know you know that, and I know it was evident by everything that happened. But we're glad you're doing good. Glad your kiddos are good.
They are good.
And all that good stuff. So, all right, y'all. We'll see y'all on Wednesday.
Take care.
Bye.